and tested our innovations for election early enough. There are three critical components. The first one is the INEC voter enrollment device. It's called the IVED, for improved registration of voters. It's the same beavers, but when we register voters, there are peripherals we add. We add the fingerprint scanner and a thermal printer, so that we can register, take the fingerprints, and also print the temporary card. Then we have the INEC bimodal voter accreditation system for both voter accreditation and transmission of results for collation, and then the IREV, the INEC Result Viewing Portal, to offer public access so that citizens can view results at polling units as the processes conclude. IVED has been deployed in the recent CVR, and as I said, we have 93.4 million registered voters, of which 37 million, that's 39.5%, are young people, young Nigerians between the ages of 18 and 34. And then they are closely followed by 33.4 million, or 35.75% middle-aged voters between the ages of 35 and 49. Put together, these two categories constitute 75.39% of registered voters in Nigeria. So actually the 2023 election is the election of the young people, because they have the numbers. Even the majority of the PVCs collected actually are collected by young people. So out of the 93.4 million, 70.4 million registered voters are between the ages of 18 and 49. Already their PVCs, as I said, are available and are being collected, and the collection of the cards will end on the 29th of January. We have to end it because before the election, we'll publish the number of PVCs collected on polling unit by polling unit basis nationwide. So I'll skip the other thing about electoral operations and logistics, but let me go to inclusivity before I round up, inclusivity and diaspora voting. Our commission remains fully committed to making Nigerian elections inclusive. Inclusive elections constitute an essential part of democracy, and that's the reason why in our commission we regularly speak of our commitment to free, fair, credible, transparent, verifiable, and inclusive elections. And over the years, we have worked with various stakeholders to increase the participation of young people and women. Participation in the process, it may not necessarily be participation in elective offices. Under our constitution, no one can contest election unless and until he or she is sponsored by a political party. And we have been engaging with the political parties to see what we can do together in that respect. And then the work of the Not Too Young to Run movement did a lot in reducing the age requirement for contesting some electoral positions, which actually underscores the Commission's youth policy. In addition, the Commission has a gender policy introduced way back in 2012 to guide or provide a fairer working environment for women in the Commission and in the electoral process, and we remain committed to these policies. But in addition to that, we have been engaging with the disability community nationwide. Only last week, we met with Inclusive Friends and the Albino Foundation, and we're going to be providing a lot of assistive devices, both as a requirement of the law and as a practice. The albinos complained that we should help them to be able to see the logos of the political parties on the ballot papers better, and so we introduced magnifying glasses. For the blind that could read Braille, we introduced Braille jacket. And then for the deaf, they said they could see, and they didn't need those assistive devices. They asked, what could we give them? So in discussion with them, we came to the conclusion that we should provide posters for them that will also help them, and we'll continue to do more in that respect. In fact, we are working together to launch a data dashboard that captures all registered voters with disability in all polling units nationwide, disaggregated by type of disability. By the time you get the paper, you'll see the distribution of voters in Nigeria by disability, including the percentages by type of disability.